Okay, in the module 2, the first topic is we are going to derive a torque expression for dynamometer type wattmeter. The deflection what it is going for in any of the ammeter or voltmeter or any wattmeter. It's based on the what is the torque it is going to be induced in the meter. How much the deflection is going for, that much reading we are going to measure that. The same thing here we are going to deriving that how much the degree means how much the deflection is going to be deflecting of the needle, what is the angle is going to be deflecting, that angle is nothing but what is the power, what is the current, what is the voltage. But here we are preferring only for the wattmeter, means the wattmeter we are preferring to measure our power only. We are going to derive the expression based on the torque, based on the torque, how our angle that is theta is directly proportional to the power. Here is our destiny. We have to find that what is the deflection, by how many angles it's going to be deflecting. That angle is nothing but the power, means how much the power it is consuming, deflecting, what is the value is going for. That's we have to determine from the derivation. This is very important in the second module for 8 marks. Okay, here first we go with the construction way. Here the connection of a electrodynamometer in the circuit are shown in a figure. Here it is this is the construction circuit diagram. Here this is nothing but a current coil. The current is flowing is of IC. The main current is of I. The supply voltage is of V. And then the current IPS, that is flowing through the pressure coil. Then a series resistor is connected, and at the end a load is connected. In basic electrical, the experiment what you done, it's same as of this. We connected the load based on the bulb, how many loads you are going to connect. Based on that, our wattmeter will be showing the readings. That's what the construction here it is taken. In this, what is our IC? IC is nothing but current through the current coil, and IPC is current through the pressure coil, and capital V the supply, RMS value of the supply voltage. I is the RMS value of the current. What is there in the diagram? The same thing here it is represented. Next, first we will consider what is the torque equation. According to the theory of electrodynamic instruments, the torque is given by Ti is equals to I1, I2, dm divided by dt. Let small v here, small v is instantaneous voltage, that is nothing but Vm sin omega t. This Vm we can write as square root of 2 into V sin omega t. Observe here, the one point, the resistance what is connected, it's of a high value. Due to high series resistance, the pressure coil is treated to be a purely resistive. Even though it is of a inductive pressure coil, because of high resistance value, it is going to be considered as resistance only. Then the current IPC is in phase with V. IPC is in phase with the V, as pressure coil is purely resistive. Then what is that IPC? Small IPC is nothing but instantaneous value is going to be taken as small, observe here, small v divided by Rp, V divided by R. Next, where this Rp is nothing but RPS, small resistance of a pressure coil, plus the series resistance, that is R. Okay, then IPC is going to be taken as, instead of V, I can substitute here as, from this I can write as square root of 2 into V divided by Rp sin omega t. This is nothing but I can write V here, observe here, capital V divided by Rp I can write as IPC. Here small IPC, here small IPC. Here it is of a capital IPC sine omega t. That is into square root is there. If current in the current coil, current lags the voltage by an angle pi. If it is the condition when current lags the voltage by pi angle, then what is the equation I can write here? That is IC due to the current coil. Here it is taken as capital IC due to the phase difference. I am going to consider here as small IC. That is IC is going to be taken as square root of 2 IC, the main current which one is flowing, sine omega t minus, it is lagging, for that reason it is of a minus pi. Then I1 is going to be taken as IC, current coil, and from the pressure coil I2 is taken as IPC. Next what we will be doing? I am substituting I1 and I2 in the torque expression. Then if I substitute in Ti, what I will be getting? That is first one is of IC, IPC you can write as far as IC you can write. IPC first here I wrote, that is square root of 2 IPC sine omega t. Then IC is nothing but square root of 2 IC sine omega t minus pi dm by d theta. Next, just you multiply of both, square root of 2 into square root of 2, you will be getting as 2 only. Then IC, IPC, sine omega t minus pi dm by d theta. Then Ti, use the equation sine A into sine B. What is the equation? Sine A sine B is going to be equal to 1 by 2 cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. Use the formula. Based on that, I can write here as 1 by 2 get cancels here. Just what is the remaining? IC, IPC, cos pi minus cos, just we are going for A minus B, omega t minus B is going to be taken omega t minus pi. A omega t, this is A minus of omega t. I am directly multiplying here. Omega t minus of minus is going to be plus pi. This is of cos. What you will be getting? Omega t get cancels. You will be left with cos pi minus. In the same way, instead of minus, it's going to be a plus value. What it's going for? 2 minus cos 2 omega t minus pi into dm by d theta. Then we got our torque expression. The instantaneous torque has a component of power which varies as twice the frequency of the current and voltage. Based on this, what is the actual deflection? This, what is this indicating means the deflection what it's going for, the needle, what it is showing, this may be a scale. The deflection what it is going to occur, it is the twice based on the what is the current and frequency is going to be introduced for the needle. The needle which one is showing the value on the scale for the power. Okay, that is twice the frequency of current and voltage. So average deflection torque is taken as TD. Instead of going for instantaneous value, I am going to fix for the average value. It should not go for the higher value and it should not go for the lower value. Average point, if I want, I am going to use of my TD value. Average deflection torque is going to be taken as 1 divided by T. These are the standard equations. Okay, 1 by T integration 0 to T Ti d omega theta. Sorry, T. Now you substitute for Ti here. 1 by T integration 0 to T. What is our Ti? We already come across our Ti. Just we are substituting here. That is, we'll be getting as same IC, IPC, cos pi minus cos 2 omega t minus pi dm by dt into d omega t. Then what is our TD is going to be taken? After integration, you'll be getting as IC into IPC cos pi dm by d theta. No need of elaborating here how you integrated and all. Just remember, you just write the equation. No need of expanding how you got this. Okay, you can apply the limit and go for the using of the equation for cos and also for integration. Then you can do, or else direct you can write the equation. No need of expanding here. Okay. A TD you will be getting as IC, IPC cos pi dm by d theta, where IPC is going to be taken as V divided by RP. Here TD is nothing but IPC is going to be taken as V divided by RP. This IC as it is cos pi dm by d theta. Okay. Then this is about what we got for the average deflection torque. Then what is the construction of the needle? It is again connected to the spring, so that it's going to be deflecting. That torsion we have to calculate now. That's why here it is taken for a spring controlled wattmeter. For a spring controlled wattmeter, that is torque TC is going to be taken as K into theta. Then TD is nothing but our TC. So instead of writing for TD, I can write as TC. That the TC is nothing but what? KT only. So what I can write directly, instead of TD, I can write as K theta only. That's what here I wrote. That is IC, IPC, cos pi dm by d theta is nothing but our K theta. Then we want to find the deflection, right? What is our agenda? We have to go for the deflection should be directly proportional to the power what we are going to measure. For that reason, keep theta one side and move all the terms another side. So I will be getting as theta is going to be equals to 1 by K IC IPC cos pi dm by d theta. Then this I can write as K1 IC IPC cos pi, where K1 is nothing but 1 by K dm by d theta. Next, theta is going to be taken as K1 IC. I am substituting for the IPC is nothing but V divided by RP into cos pi. The same thing here I wrote. Next, what I am writing here? Just theta is going to be taken as K2. This K2 is nothing but K1 divided by RP. K1 divided by RP. If I substitute, then what is our P? What I will be lefting if I write K2 as K1 divided by RP. If I take out, what I will be lefting here? IC I will left, V I will left, and cos pi is lefting. That is nothing but what? Our power. P is equal to VI sin cos pi. VIC cos pi is nothing but it is of a power. For that reason, what I can write here? Theta is going to be equals to K2P. From this equation, I can tell that how much the deflection is going to be deflecting in a wattmeter, that much is the power. That's why we can conclude that theta is going to be directly proportional to the power P. The wattmeter deflection when calibrated gives the power consumption of the circuit. This is what we are derived from the wattmeter internal connection. This is our internal connection of the wattmeter. This expression, the derivation is very important. It will be asking for 8 marks minimum, or else it may ask for the 6 marks also. What you have to do? Just first draw the construction, then use the torque expression, then find what is I1 and I2, substitute, then go for what is the average deflection torque. TD is going to be 1 by T, integration 0 to T, Ti d omega T. Substitute here and write the TD is going to be taken as IC IPC cos pi dm by d theta. Next, what you have to do? Just equate that to K theta. This K is a constant, okay? Spring constant. That is spring constant. T is the deflection. Then equate those, then derive for the equation for theta. Then you will be getting as theta is equals to K2 into P. Then from this you can write as theta is directly proportional to the P. This is what the derivation it is going to be done to find the deflection factor for the electrodynamometer type wattmeter. Next, we'll go with the next topic, that is of here the construction what we are going to be in the electrodynamometer type wattmeter. These are the fixed coils, we call that as a current coils, and this is the pointer. The deflection what it's going for, what we derived the equation, how much the angle it is going to be rotating. Either it will be in this direction, clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. Based on how much the degree it is changing, based on that I can tell that how much the power is consumed by the load. Okay, this is our moving coil, that is the pressure coil. This is our series resistor and a supply. The internal connection again I taken here. This is current coil, pressure coil, the same construction what we derived, right? The main current, this is IC, current coil, and IPC is nothing but pressure coil current. Here it is taken as IP only. Next, the next is of, this is errors and minimization in the wattmeter. This question is very important. It will be asking for 8 marks, right? Okay, the first error and how to it going to be minimized, that is taken as, the first one is pressure coil inductance. Means in the pressure coil, observe here, it is of a inductance part, right? We go with the one by one point. Okay, in an ideal dynamometer type wattmeter, the current in pressure coil in phase with the applied voltage. Yes, we told V is in phase with the current. Yes, that's what the first point. But in practical approach, the pressure coil of the wattmeter has an inductance and the current current in it will lag behind the applied voltage. But in a theoretical way, I can tell that the current in the pressure coil is in phase with the voltage. But in practical, it's not going to be happened. That's what here it is written. The first point, it is lagging by the voltage. Then, if there is no inductance, if we are not going to use of the inductance, the current in the pressure coil will be in phase. If I am not going to be used inductance means, then the current in the pressure coil will be in phase with the applied voltage. In the absence of the inductance in pressure coil of the wattmeter, it will read correctly in all power factors and frequency. What is the second point is telling us? If we are not going to use the inductance, I can measure the correct power factor and also of the frequency. Then third point, the wattmeter will read high. When it is going to be reading high? When the load power factor is lagging. That's what the condition. As in that case, the effect of pressure coil inductance is to reduce the phase angle between the load current and pressure coil current. Observe in that case what it's going for? Effect of the pressure coil inductance, that inductance of the pressure coil is reduced. How we can reduce that? Reduce the phase angle between load current and pressure coil current. Hence, the wattmeter will read high. If I want to read, wattmeter should read the high values means what I have to do? We have to reduce the phase angle and also to the reduce the phase angle between load current and the pressure coil current. If it is reduced, then our wattmeter is going to read the high value. This is somewhat a small, this is a very serious error, because the angle between current, load current and pressure coil current, because both are in parallel connected. right? Observe here, load and also the pressure. Due to this connection, there might be some difficulties when come across, so that I can read for the high values of the wattmeter reading. Next, the wattmeter will read low for high we come across. If we want the for reading of the low values, read low when load power factor is, observe here, I am slowly reading of this line, when the load power factor is leading, as that case the effect of pressure coil inductance is to increase the phase angle between load current and pressure coil. What is the previous point we taken? That is opposite of it. When it is of high value, if you want to read, what is the phase angle should be? It should be reduced between a load current and pressure coil, but here it should be increased. Hence, the wattmeter will read low. That's what the 2 points it's taken. How it is going to be compensated? It can be compensated. Compensation for inductance of pressure coil. Inductance of pressure coil can be reduced by means of a capacitor connected in parallel with a portion of the multiplier. Multiplier is nothing but the resistance what we taken. That is series resistance. Here the construction it is shown. This is our inductance. A series resistance is there. The portion of that, the whole resistance, half part of that is going to be connected parallel capacitor, connected for the parallel capacitor. That part is taken as small r, the whole is taken as Rp, where we are going to connect. If I connect with the capacitor, what is the error we are going to get? Due to the pressure coil, I can control of that. These are some equations, direct equation we are going to take. No need of deriving of this, because this question will be asking for 8 marks. We have to write all the errors for that reason. Directly write the equation. The 2 power is going to be taken as Ip into I divided by K cos pi dm by d theta. That is going to be taken as Vi cos pi divided by K Rp dm by d theta. For lagging load, what is the correction factor we have to go for? The correction factor is nothing but cos pi divided by cos beta into cos pi minus beta. When to correct for the leading, here the point is for leading. When we are going to read for the low values, for lagging means reading the values for high, right? Correction factor is going to be taken as cos pi divided by cos beta, cos instead of pi minus beta, here it is going to take as pi plus beta. Then what is the error is going for lagging load? Error is going to be taken as sin beta divided by cot pi plus sin beta into actual wattmeter reading. What is the actual wattmeter reading? We have to note down that, then calculate of this, then you will be getting the what is the error is going to be induced by the wattmeter. Next, what is the actual wattmeter reading? How we can find? By using of this equation, that is equals to 1 plus tan pi into tan beta into true power. By using of this equation, we can find out what is the actual wattmeter reading. Then what is the percentage of error is going to be? That is going to be taken as tan pi into tan beta into 100. Then error is going to be taken as tan pi into tan beta into Vi cos pi. That is nothing but tan pi is nothing but sin pi by cos pi. Cos pi get cancelled. So you will be getting as Vi sin pi into tan beta. Just remember the equations while going for the problems. It will be useful for you. Okay. This is one error, and how it is going to be minimized we come across. That is for the pressure coil inductance. Next, we go with the pressure coil capacitance. This pressure coil capacitance, to avoid the errors what is going to be induced for the inductance, we connected with the capacitance. If we connected for the capacitance, what it's going for? Here the pressure coil circuit may have capacitance in addition with the inductance. Yes, we connected for the capacitor here. This capacitance mainly due to the interturn capacitance of the series resistance what we connected. The effect of capacitance is opposite to that of the inductance. The effect what is going to be occurring, it is opposite of that of. Therefore, the wattmeter will read high when the load power factor is leading. Because of this, when wattmeter is going to read high value, when it is going to be reading, the load power factor is leading. The inductance in pressure coil circuit will always more than inductance. Hence, the error caused by the capacitance will be nullified by that due to the inductance. Due to this capacitance, I can nullify the error what I am going to get in the pressure coil. That is of the second one. Next, the third one, error due to the method of connection. Here, first circuit is shown. Due to the power loss in the current and pressure coil, error is introduced in the measurement of power. Due to the power loss in the current coil and also in the pressure coil. Both the coils are going to be, some losses are going to be occurring. Okay. How we can avoid of those? Here one construction is given. Here how it is connected? The pressure coil is connected on the supply side. Here it is connected at the supply side. Means the pressure coil, this is our pressure coil, right? This is connected across the supply voltage. This is near to the supply voltage. When it is connected like this, what is going to happen? The voltage applied to the pressure coil, what is the voltage we are going to apply to the pressure coil is the voltage across the load, that is nothing but voltage across the load plus the voltage drop across current coil. Voltage applied across pressure coil is nothing but, what is it going to be? Voltage across the load plus what is the voltage drop is going to occur at the current coil, that is going to be giving. When we can use of this with a small load current, the voltage drop in current coil, the voltage drop in current coil based on the load is small, so it introduces a small error. When a small current is going to be induced by the load towards the current coil, based on this a small error is going to be introduced. That's what the error we will be getting when a pressure coil is connected towards the supply side. Okay, what is the equation I can go here? Power indicated by a wattmeter is going to be taken as power consumed by the load plus power loss in the current coil. Power loss in the current coil. That is nothing but power indicated by wattmeter is going to be equals to power consumed by load. Power in current coil is nothing but I is there. Power is going to be taken as I square into RC. This is RC is nothing but the resistance of the current coil. Next, observe here for this construction and this design, it's different. Observe here, instead of connecting a pressure coil towards the supply side, the connection you observe here, instead of connecting here, where it is connected, it's connected after current coil. What we are telling here, the current coil is on supply side. The current coil is on supply side. Instead of pressure coil is on supply side, we are telling here as current coil is at supply side. Observe, the current is going to be changing from I to I plus P. Then current coil carries pressure coil current, observe here, pressure coil current plus the load current, that is I. The current coil carries the pressure coil current and also of the load current due to this connection where our current coil is connected towards the supply side. Then load current is high. When the load current is high and power factor is small, it results in a large error. When load current is high and power factor is small, it results in large error as the total power measured is small. Due to this, the power what is going to be measured is going to be less. This connection what we are going for, this is going to be connection is preferable for large current, and this connection what we are going to do, it is preferable for small current. We can use this construction when you are going to measure for the large current, and this is going to be used for the small current. And what is the power indicated by the wattmeter? When I go for this construction, it's going to be taken as power consumed by the load plus power loss in pressure coil circuit. That is going to be taken as in the pressure coil circuit, means it in terms of voltage, right? For that reason, power indicated by the wattmeter is going to be equals to power consumed by the load plus it's of a pressure coil. For that reason, V square divided by Rp. Rp is nothing but resistance of the pressure coil. This is the error due to the method of connection. Sometimes this part only it will be asking in the exam for 4 marks. Only of this part. Do the construction, then use the equation, go with the writing the theory. This is the third point. Next is the error due to the mutual inductance. Then what is the error is going to be introduced due to the inductances? Here we are going for errors may occur due to the mutual inductance between the current and pressure coils, because in both the coils we are going to use of the inductance only. For that reason, these errors are quite low at power frequencies. The error what is going to be occurred, it's of a smaller value, but they increased with the increase in frequencies. Means the supply what you are going to give, the minimum we are going to use of 230 volts and 50 hertz for particular design, but the design requirement is only a 50 hertz, but when you supply for the higher frequency, what it's going to be, the inductance, the frequency range will be varying and inductance will start giving some errors. That's what the meaning here it is taken. That error is going to be taken as beta dash is going to be taken, that beta plus delta beta, that error is called as a delta beta, that is going to be taken as tan inverse of omega L divided by Rp pressure coil plus tan inverse of omega M divided by Rp. The effect of mutual inductance can be avoided. How we can avoid of this? By arranging the coil system in such a way that they have no mutual inductance. When we are going to do the connection of a current coil and pressure coil, we have to consider that it should not have any mutual inductance effect. So we can eliminate the errors due to mutual inductance. Here the person drive saddle torsion. He gave how we can do that connection. Head wattmeter is an example for such type, so that we can avoid mutual inductance by using of this method. He gave the potentiometer, how it is going to be connected with the inductances. If you search in a Google, you will be getting the information. Okay, you can refer of that. Next, fifth one is the eddy current errors. We already come across this term eddy current in some way. Okay, I hope so. What is this eddy current? Eddy currents are induced in the solid metal parts and within the thick conductors. Observe here where it is going to be conducting, solid metal parts and thick conductors by the alternating magnetic field. The magnetic field produced by the current coil. the magnetic field, which one is going to be produced by the current coil, our eddy currents are going to be induced. This eddy current produce their own magnetic field. That's what the main disadvantage. What is going to be this eddy current? It's creating its own magnetic field by itself. Okay, and it will alter that produced by the main current. What's the magnetic field induced by the eddy current? It's creating its own magnetic field. What is the main magnetic field is there? It will disturb for this. For that reason only, sometimes in your where in industry way, or else in your keys, right? Okay, it's a small example here. The key what you are going to introduce. Sometimes if it is proper one, it will be opening automatically. After rusting of the key, is that able to open? The rust you can take as eddy current. What it's going to, it is opposing to open that key, the rusting factor. That rusting is nothing but the eddy current. It is creating its own magnetic field. Then it's opposing to the main current, main magnetic field. What it is generated from the coil. That's what the main. Okay. In some of the elevators where it is going for, sometimes it will be affecting there because it's of a huge metal parts we are going to use in such ways, or else in fairs and all, if you go means the giant wheels like that, in such a there will be getting of these eddy currents. The electronic machines in your industry level, there you will be coming across this eddy current errors. Okay, this error can be minimized. How we can avoid this? We have to use such a metal part that it is not going to occurring for the eddy current. That's what here the point. This error can be minimized by avoiding solid metal parts as much as possible, and by using standard conductors for high current applications. We have to use solid metal parts, somewhat standard, minimize small structure, and also standard conductor. So easily conducting way it should happen. Then we can reduce the eddy currents. This is what the fifth one. Next is a stray magnetic field errors. We already come across in our bridges how a stray magnetics are going to be affecting. Okay, small capacitors it's going to be, and we avoided that by using of a shielding, right? The same thing here. The electromagnetic electrodynamometer type wattmeter has a weak operating field, and therefore it affected by stray magnetic fields. It will resulting in serious error. Because of that, it's going to be, because almost we are going to the inner part is of inductance, resistance and all. Due to that, a stray magnetic field will be existing without any, even though if we use of a standard one also, that we can't do of that. Just what you have to do, we have to minimize that, nullifying that. Hence, these instruments should be shielded. That's what we learned. Shielded against stray magnetic field. I hope you understood of this. How we are going to shielding. We are going to use of the Wagner connection. Based on that, we can avoid of stray magnetic effect for the circuit. Okay. Then errors caused by the vibration of moving system. What is the vibration? The needle, if it is proper one, it will be good. If it is not in a proper, it will always deflecting. Right? The same thing here. The torque on the moving system varies. That needle, what is going for? That needle means this what's the moving coil, right? That needle, it should be in a proper way. Yes, here. Moving system varies with the frequency, which is twice that of the voltage. If the parts of the moving system has a natural frequency, if that is having a natural frequency which is resonance with the frequency of torque pulsation, the moving system would vibrate with a considerable amplitude. Then this vibration will cause error. This error can be reduced by the design. How we are going to design the moving part? That from that we can reduce of this. This is a small error, but it should be in a proper way. A small change, it will frequency range change, or else the which one you are going to use, the metal or else your inductors, capacitors. Based on those errors, the moving element may give you a fault values. Okay, sometimes this may, while you are going to use of the old voltmeter or ammeter, what is the deflection? It should show at 1, but it will be deflecting above 1 or else below 1 value. That's what the moving system errors. And the last one is a temperature error. This temperature error will be in all the parts. Okay, what is this temperature error? The change in room temperature may affect the indication of wattmeter due to the room temperature. This is because of change in temperature will change the resistance of the pressure coil and stiffness of the springs. That's very important. Due to the temperature change, resistance of pressure coil will change, and also of the stiffness of spring is also going to change, which provide controlling tag. This also going to be changing. These effects are opposite in nature and cancel each other. This will be cancelling by itself only. The use of material of having a negligible temperature coefficient of resistance will reduce the change in resistance, the pressure coil with change in the temperature. The metal what you are going to use, it should not affect for the room temperature. If it is not affecting, then we can get our exact values. Okay, these are all the 7 errors and how those are going to be minimized. Okay, these are all the 7 points. Read of this. Each one is important. This topic is also important. In the, it may ask for directly 10 marks or else 8 marks compulsory. Okay. Okay, we'll stop the session here. We'll continue with the next topic. That is of which topic we go with. That is UPF and LPF of a wattmeter. Okay. Answer for the today's attendance. Sai Divya. Sai Divya is present. Vandidara. Sai Divya is not there. Afifa is there. Then who all are there? Gautam.
Ma'am.
Then Ishrat.
Yes, ma'am.
Then Krishna.
Ma'am.
Then Shahin.
Present, ma'am.
Yes. Srishti is there.
Present, ma'am.
Oh.
Ma'am, Afifa, I'm present.
Yes, yes, I put it on attendance. Understood, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Krishna, Gautam.
Yes, ma'am.
Atakti Gautam?
Ma'am.
Oh. Krishna, how you are feeling? Able to
Light
understand?
ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದೆ
Light
light
you are already
ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದೆ
working, so I hope you'll be knowing of all these things. Just go through the points. Might be once you read, you will be getting. Okay.
okay okay
Shahin, artha ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ? This is of a full theory part.
Yes, ma'am.
Just remember the slides. What's the points I wrote there? If you prepare for that, that will be enough for you.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. We'll end the session. Today's class. Okay. Thank you.
okay.
Who's this unknown user? Gautam only.
Gautam.
Okay. Yes. Gautam. Okay, we'll end the session twice.